Hey guys, what's up? Hi, I'm Preet. If you're new here, let me give you a quick introduction. If any of these topics that you're seeing on your screen right now interest you, if you like watching such content, consider checking out my channel. Just go check it out. Consider subscribing to my channel. Just go check it out, and if you like it, just consider subscribing. Anyways, coming towards today's video, I'm starting kind of a series today where I want to post every single day. I'm going to try, okay? I'm saying it here. I'm going to try to post it every day. Just personal reflection, just personal thoughts, more like a diary entry where I just want to talk about something I realized today, just personal reflections, just anything and everything. So if you have any topics, if you want to suggest, you can do that in the comment section. Coming to it, and I'm going to cap this video at 10 minutes max, like around 10 minutes. So let's start before wasting more time. Yesterday I was actually wondering about, just thinking about perfectionism. I, as a person, I feel that in the last 2 years I've realized that I am a perfectionist through and through. Like, nothing ever feels perfect to me. Like, nothing is ever good enough. The feeling of nothing ever being good enough, like the constant feeling of feeling like this could be better, that could be better, this could be better, that could be better, no matter, even if you're like going, like taking leaps forward. For me, perfectionism has always like it has its advantages, definitely. Like, it has pushed me to do better and grow, and it definitely has its advantages, but at the same time there's like a line where it gets very toxic, and I think I crossed that line long back. So when I realized that, nothing for me is good enough, like everybody's telling me that you've done so good, this is so nice, I'm like, this could have been better, that could have been better, and that just gets in your way of actually being happy and actually just celebrating yourself that I've done something and something is good. And yes, there are things and there are space to grow. At the same time, what I've done is also good, and I need to appreciate that. That just doesn't happen if you are a perfectionist. And so I'm just gonna tell you my personal things about it, like my personal experience with it. When I realized, I knew it all my life that I am like, for me, there's like a drive to keep doing better and better, and that's a good thing. For a long time, it served me really well, especially in studies. The drive to constantly do better and learn more, do better, write a better answer, it really helped me gain more knowledge. But I think in the last 2-3 years, it just got to a toxic level where I just couldn't go ahead until something was perfect, and that just led me to stop actually posting. For example, if I'm making like a reel and I'm planning this whole concept, if it is like nothing would ever feel good enough for me, and I would just procrastinate posting for that. In studies, it helped me initially, but then there came a point where I just couldn't stop. Like, even if I've studied, I want to do more, I want to do better, I want to write a better answer, this could have been better. Like, I don't remember a time where I've come from an exam and I've said that the exam was very good. There's never been a time. Like, it was good. There's always this lingering thought that it could have been better. Especially in my content, I feel it has affected me a lot, because no matter what I post, I have this desire that this should be better, that should be better, this should be better, that should be better, and that just gets so exhausting sometimes. And sometimes it just creates such a toxic mentality that you're not doing anything, and a lot of times it just leads you to procrastination and not doing it at all. And I feel it caters, for me personally, it caters to self-doubt. That increases self-doubt that you are not doing this, that should have been better, this is not good. That just increases negative thoughts, and that just increases self-doubt, which just creates a negative space in my head, which is not really healthy for me. I don't get excited for things no matter what I do. I never used to get excited for things no matter how good it is. I never get, because for me it's like, it's a step ahead, there are 10 steps ahead, but that does not do well. Like, that's just not a good way for me. You gotta enjoy the small things, small wins, you gotta celebrate the small things, because then you are just chasing some high which does not even exist. How perfectionism has held me down is procrastination. Definitely is one, procrastination. Then the second is dilly-dallying, negative thoughts, because it's never going to be ready. It should have been, I can add this, I can add that, I can add this, I can add that, and it's like nothing is ever ready. That then leads to overthinking, and trust me, that's just a place that I feel very bad about. I'm gonna tell you some things that really helped me later in the video. Recently realized the difference between high standards and never being satisfied. I'm not saying that, I used to be like, what, it should be better, and that's just me setting high standards, but that is not the truth. High standards are something that you are keeping and that is achievable. Being perfect is something that is just not achievable, okay? You're constantly chasing this perfect image that's never going to happen, okay? So there's like a huge difference between, you just gotta realize the difference between never being satisfied and having high standards. They're not the same thing. And you know what, you just gotta realize sometimes you just gotta slow down, see where you are, and give yourself credit for where you've come. Because if you don't do that, who's going to appreciate you? You gotta appreciate yourself. If you're not going to, who is? So the biggest thing that has kept me grounded, I think I've come a long way, because I was in a place where it was hindering everything in my life, but now I think I've come a long way. And the biggest quote, that there's a quote that has helped me. I've kept it everywhere. As much as I can see that I've kept it everywhere. Is, we were born to be real, not perfect. Like, we are humans and we are born to be real. And you know what, mistakes that actually makes you human, okay? And that makes you real, and that makes you a human. At the end of the day, you are not a robot, and you cannot be perfect. Even robots can be perfect, and we don't want to become robots. So I feel this quote has really grounded me in reality. There are also some mindset shifts that have helped me overcome perfectionism, and I'm just gonna tell you some that have. Yes, the first and the foremost that I started focusing on was good is better than nothing. For example, I'll give you an example here that I am posting. I've made a reel and I'm going to post it, but I feel it's not perfect, it could be better. Most of the time, if you're a perfectionist, you're gonna feel that all the time. But so I don't post it. I procrastinate it, or I cancel it because it's not perfect, it should be better, and I'm not going to post it. Nothing happens. And if I post it, that may be good, there could be some changes that could be better, but at the same time something is going to happen. So good is still better than nothing. Like, something is going to happen. If you do nothing, that's basically you're not even taking a step ahead. So good is way better than nothing. Second thing is aim for good enough instead of perfect. I've changed the mindset of me trying to chase this standard of perfect. I don't want it to be perfect, I want it to be good enough. So I have my standards in my mind that this is going to good enough. I have my ticks, like high standards, good enough checklist, and that really helps me ground myself. Thirdly is perfection is subjective. What is perfect? Like, what is the exact metric of perfectionism? There's no exact metric of perfectionism. And perfect, okay, let's take perfect. Is there any perfect metric for perfection? There's not. It's subjective. For somebody, what you're doing must be more than perfect. For you, it's not perfect. For somebody, it's perfect, exact amount of perfect. So it's very subjective. So you gotta remove this impossible standards that you yourself are creating in your head, that this is perfect. These are standards that you have made in your own head. Fourth one is set a limit for decisions. Making a decision has been so difficult for me, being a perfectionist. I need to order the right dress in the right budget. What if I find a better dress? What if I find a better dress at a better budget? What if I find a similar dress at a better budget? So it's like, whenever I'm shopping, I take like 2-3 hours to find one single dress. So that can be very exhausting. So now I try to limit myself. Okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes. I'm going to spend 30 minutes finding the dress. After that, I'm going to finalize whatever is there. So I'm just giving you an example. There are other aspects, like, I'm going to edit for 30 minutes and then I'm going to post it, because it's never going to be perfect. You could spend 5 hours, you could spend 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, and it just goes on. So, setting a limit that this is the amount of time I'm going to give it to it, and then I'm just going to go along with it, just go with the flow. And the last shift is, if somebody I love would be doing the same thing, would I be so critical about it? Like, somebody if you love is showing you this thing, would you be so critical of it? Most of the time you wouldn't be this critical that you are being of yourself. Perfectionism, I feel, creates a very critical and an analytical thinking, always having a pessimist mindset. So I just try to reframe that. Like, if my daughter was to do this and was to coming to me, or my younger self would be coming, whatever works for you, your own child, your own daughter, or your younger self, or a person that you love, or your sister or your mother would be doing this and they would be showing this, would you still be this critical? Some practical actions that really helped me. I think I've given you already 2-3, and we are past our limit of 10 minutes, but I think we can stretch this a little 2-3 minutes, because I have something more to say. Yeah, so I have a checklist that I make for good enough. Okay, not perfect, good enough. So perfect standards are one side, good enough is one side. Like, I just give myself small checkers, which are attainable. Okay, so you can create a to-do list and you can just tick it up when you are doing anything. For example, if I'm shooting a video and I'm posting it, so I'm just gonna say it's not perfect, but should I post it? So I have this checklist. Is it clear? Is the message clear? Is somebody going to relate to it? Is somebody going to feel it helpful? Is it real? It is something that aligns with me. So these are basic checklists that I keep. Stop before you overthink. Please stop. I understand where I'm going into an overthinking, and I just physically stop myself. Like, Preet, no, stop. We are not going to go there. I do it, and then I can just go in my overthinking spree. So after that, it's also, I wouldn't say that you should go in overthinking, but like, I do it and then I overthink it. Okay, like if I were to overthink, I'm not saying you should. A lot of times I stop myself from overthinking and I just do it and let it just be. What happens. But I stop myself before overthinking. I do it, and then if I do still go in an overthinking phase, then that's there. Third is celebrating small wins. No matter how small your growth is, how small you are achieved, and how small of a step you've taken, you gotta appreciate yourself, because if you are not going to, who is? You gotta start appreciating your growth, because that's just going to create motivation, encouragement, and you have to be your biggest supporter. Okay, like if somebody that you look up to is doing a small step, you cheer for them. Okay, you gotta do that same thing for yourself. Like if somebody that you're looking up to is doing the same thing, like taking a small step, you cheer for them. You gotta cheer for yourself, because you gotta be your biggest cheerleader. Like I genuinely feel that you gotta be your biggest supporter. Like stop, this is 2025 and we are stopped going to be the biggest critic of ourselves. It's about time that we start becoming the biggest supporter and the biggest cheerleader of ourselves. This is going to sound a cliche, but this actually helps me, is keep on saying this is enough. Okay, I am enough, this is enough. Keep saying that. I'm not saying that, don't try to better it. There's room for improvement always, but nothing will ever be perfect. Okay, like, but just start. Just if you are somebody who struggles with this, and this is something that I genuinely feel will help you a lot, is just keep on saying this is enough, this is enough, this is enough. Yeah, so that just basically brings us to the end of this video. I don't want to stretch it long. I hope I've said everything I want to say right now at this topic. It's not perfect. This video right now is not perfect, but I'm still gonna post it because it's something and somebody might actually relate to it, and it's real, it's raw, it's something that I genuinely believe in, and it's something that aligns with my values. So yeah, this is basically for today's 4th March, right? So this is basically the diary entry of 4th March, where we've talked about perfectionism. On the ending note, I want to say that something that I've realized is this trait of myself, like perfectionism, is never gonna go away. There will always be thoughts where they're going to keep pushing me that this could be better, that could be better. You can't really hide from it, you can't really stop it, but you can learn to manage it and just use it in a way that is useful and productive instead of being counterproductive. Please remember that done is something is still better than nothing. Always remember that, because that changed my perspective, is good is still better than nothing. And on the ending note, I want to say that learning to embrace imperfection is the way that you'll feel content in life. The feeling of not being good enough is something that will bug you at night, and it will make you feel that you're not worth it. And so embrace your imperfections. That's what makes you human, that's what makes you real, that's what makes you. Okay, your imperfection is basically something that sets you apart from everybody else. So embrace your imperfections. It's okay not to be perfect all the time. It is okay. So I hope this is good. I hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, comment, share with somebody you like, and let me know down in the comments what you think. I'm gonna end on that. I love you, right?